Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan Metal video. In this video we are taking a look at the blue stone or the premium dragon stone that you get with the special discount purchase. It's this one that's popped up right here, and we're going to discuss whether it's worth it and whether the units are worth it in selecting this kind of discount. So as you can see, the blue stone or the blue dragon stone is 100 dragon stones plus 1 premium stone. You get one option of this deal, and it is slightly higher priced than the 5 times deal of the 93 dragon stones. So is this blue stone worth the price difference? Is the 7 stones worth the price difference, or are you better off just buying the discounts? Obviously this only really applies to the people that purchase also, but we'll discuss all of the units and whether they are completely worth it and whether they are basically units that you can still use in DBZ Dokkan Battle. So we'll discuss this from the perspective of veteran and from new players, and then we'll just kind of talk through them from there. So the first unit that we'll start with is Omega Shenron, probably the best unit out of the lot, or the second best unit out of the lot, I would say, or at least higher best unit out of the lot. He's got a great link set. He is a 100% strength type lead. He lowers defense on his super attack, and he has 80% attack and defense along with a 40% full power buff, and reduces enemies attack by 40%. A great unit for people that are looking for units for full power ESBR, for extreme strength ESBR. He's a very top unit to utilize for those stages because his debuffing of attack makes him super useful. He's also a great unit for categories like GT bosses, Shadow Dragon Saga. Both of those categories don't have a lot of units, and he's a very good unit still in both of those categories. So out of all of the units, I would say Omega Shenron is probably the unit that is maybe the best, or at least the unit that I've actually utilized to complete content. The next unit we have is the legendary Super Saiyan Broly. He also has an EZA. All of these units have EZAs. He is a 100% physical type lead, and he also has a pretty interesting passive. He raises his attack and defense on his super, and on his passive he has Ki +4 and attack and defense of 80% when Ki is 8 or more. So once he has a Ki, he's guaranteed to fire off his super attack, and also he will fire off a second super attack. He builds up crit chance, and he raises his attack and defense. He's a very decent unit, very good unit for long form content. Things like LGE, LGE GT, not so much. He doesn't really stack fast enough unless you have him rainbow, but he's a very solid unit for those categories. He's on movie bosses, pure Saiyans, and so he does feature in a couple challenges for the LGE. He's also a very solid unit overall. So yeah, he's okay. Is he worth an extra bit of cash? Not really. Honestly, it's probably not worth your money. Definitely not worth using the stone on. He is quite outdated, and he's going to continue to fall behind. His stats and everything just aren't really going to keep him up to date, and if you're only getting a 55% version, he's just really not worth it. I don't have the AGL Super Vegito, but he's 100% AGL type lead. He raises allies attack by 33%, and he gets attack and defense of 40% within the same turn after receiving attack. He foresees enemy super attacks when HP is 40% or less, and his damage received from normal attacks is minus 80%, and he counters with tremendous power. He's honestly not great. Even after his EZA, a lot of people thought that he'd be really good, and I just think he's just not that great. The ability for him to only foresee super attacks below 40% health kind of hinders him, as his main gimmick is countering normals, which he's excellent at. But if you can't foresee super attacks, he's not going to really work out that well. Then we have the Majin Buu Ultimate Gohan, or essentially, we have obviously Buhan. He's pretty decent. I think he's probably the second best unit, or he's at least my second most unit out of this lot. His link set really helped him, and he does heal quite a bit, and on the Majin Buu power team he can get up to still somewhat decent levels. A rainbow unit version of him gets to around about 130,000 defense or so, and can hit pretty hard. I mean, we're talking 3.5–4 million. And he's probably the unit that's on the second most categories: artificial life forms, transformation boost, Majin Buu saga, Majin Buu power, absorption. So he's on quite a few categories, which makes him somewhat usable. And then we have finally the Tech Gotenks. So Tech Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks is not a usable unit in any way, shape or form. He's somewhat decent for the original Super Saiyan 3 SBR, but he's really fallen off over time. He also has the incredibly difficult factor of trying to get 11 ki with a unit that actually has key links and decent link partners. So you can't basically link him with someone that gives him ki, and you can't run supports with him because you need to get 11 ki so that you can retain your defense. A very good offensive unit, usable in some Extreme Z battles, but honestly, again, just not a unit that's worth that extra bit of money. In fact, none of these units are distinctly worth that extra money. I would say, unless you are distinctly struggling with the Extreme Strength Super Battle Road stage, or sorry, the Extreme Strength Extreme Super Battle Road stage, none of these units are honestly worth your investment. They're not going to be worth your time, they're going to be worth your money, and the Bluestone's just not really worth it anymore. Maybe for absolutely brand new players, maybe you've really gotten into DBZ Dokkan Battle, you're a super new player and you want to pick up something, then I would suggest picking up Omega Shenron, but that's honestly about it. The rest of the units just honestly aren't good enough, and they're not really worth your time from my perspective. So if you're looking at what deals to purchase and you're tempted to get the premium Dragon Stone, don't waste your time. Grab the cheaper deal and get more of those stones. That's it from me, guys. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Until then, take care and bye.